Hi everybody, I am just heading out of my driveway. Don't know if you can, whoop, I'm gonna crash. Driveway just on the lane, so I'm gonna quickly update you while I drive down the lane. It has bucketed down this morning. It just, ferocious. This is my first day off in a little while. Got a nice pimple on my chin, no makeup because I've not gone anywhere. Anyway, fire is back in the stable. Haven't really updated like YouTube about what happened with fire. That's maybe for another time. Brief interlude was that we found her in the paddock probably 2 months ago, and she appeared to have like dog bite wounds. We don't know if it was a neighbour's dog that got in or there was a wild dog. There was basically nothing else in the paddock that it could have been, and she had a rip on her vulva, a bite to her leg which actually broke one of her splint bones on the outside, wounded it, and another bite up on the inside of her thigh. Better just sit here and do this a second. That went all the way into her tibia. I'll put some photos in, so if you're a bit squeamish, maybe look away for a bit. Anyway, so we took her to the vets because I was like, well, she's very sore, like she didn't want to walk. It was a nightmare. We couldn't get her to move. I'd given her some IV Butte. We had to take the float like around the back of our property and go in through the gate, which we've lost the key for, which is great. So we had to cut the chain, get the float into the paddock, and it had been raining, like it always has been, and then try and get her on. She was actually so good to load. It was like she just knew. Anyway, we got there, basically x-rayed, found out what was wrong, kind of scanned her, not really sure what they did, but anyway, got her home, and it's been like this long-winded bandaging palaver. Obviously she's having to rest because there's a bit of a damage to her superficial digital flex tendon, which is like the tendon right on the outside of the leg, and the broken splint. Now the splint could in theory heal. What often happens is they form like a sequestrum, and then the bone doesn't heal, and it wants to it acts like a little bit of a foreign body, and it almost wants to try and get out of the body, so you have these wounds that won't heal. Anyway, so we were like, we're gonna have to get the splint bone taken out. I was sort of like, okay, well, let's maybe give her a bit of time. The plan was to sort of let the inflammation settle down a bit. This is meant to be about Plum, and it's ending up about fire, but anyway, we might as well kill two birds with one stone. And so I was like, right, well, while I sort out some money to potentially take out Fire's splint, what's the harm in seeing if the splint will callus? And I feel like I'm really yelling as well, actually. See if the whole plan was like to get the wound to get a bit smaller. Long story short, the wound has gotten really large, and basically what happens, sorry if I'm explaining what you know before, because a lot of horse owners have dealt with wounds. The body starts to form what's called like granulation tissue to like fill in the gap, and then the skin has to grow from the edges to cover the granulation tissue. Now horses, especially on their legs, the granulation tissue becomes what we call proud, so it's like proud flesh, and then the skin won't go like up and over this stuff, so I have to keep cutting it back, which is a bit of a nightmare. I'm trying to work loads because like this was happening. I'm trying to get the horses in foal, just everything. Anyway, so then the Plum scenario happened. So yesterday or 2 days ago, I got firing because it was going to rain. She's been out in like what we call the little hospital yard, because I feel so sorry for her. She's pregnant. She seems to still be pregnant at the moment. Nothing's popped out the back end. She hasn't been scanned in about a month. Her leg she was really sore, and I was like, we think we probably are going to have to take the splint out. Maybe that's why why it's like really swollen. Like, is it kind of abscessing because not abscessing, but well, maybe, because there's this horrible little bit of bone that's infected and wants to get out. So there's that. Anyway, Plum. Don't know where to start with Plum. So Plum had been doing well. We'd slowly been watching her white blood cells that had been really, really high had started to drop down, and then miraculously a few days ago they were 12,000, which is like just over normal. Everything else was normal. Kidney values, lactate, everything else. She was allowed to start suckling. She was coming out, having a little drink. the nurses, because I haven't been able to get there for a few days, they sent me this lovely video of her like trotting out and going for a little drink. And then yesterday I was at work all day Saturday, and I was so tired. I was like, I'm gonna go see her Sunday. And then I got the news in the afternoon that her white blood cells have started going up again. Like, are you kidding me? And her diary has not got worse. She still kind of looks okay. So like, right, well, where's the infection? She's rubbed a few bits on her knees, so like potentially could have been there, or they can get septic joints from just sort of being basically having bacteria in their bloodstream, whatever. Didn't seem to be that. But then where her IV catheter had been taken out from a few days before looks a bit dodgy, and the ultrasound did it, and it looks like there's a pocket of like pus there. So we think it's that. Now this morning when I spoke to another vet, Dr. Madeline, don't know her either, she sort of said, look, Plum still looks like pretty good, like clinically, but her white blood cells have gone up again. We got the culture back from the salmonella, and it is sensitive to enrofloxacin, which she's been on for like 6 days. Today is her last day. So that is kind of why, like, she obviously started to pick up while she was on that. She's also on another one, ceftazidime. I always say that wrong. And it's sensitive to that. There's something else. There's a few others that they didn't test for. But anyway, my feeling is like, I don't know. I need to speak to Dr. Natasha or Paula tomorrow. My hair's doing weird. Look at like, what is this? What is this? And be like, well, yes, she's sensitive. She's had a full course of that. Anyway, do we put her on TMPS? Do we put her on something else for the neck? What do we do? I was like, this foal cannot stay there much longer. Like, she's got to be drinking. She's got to be okay. She's got to get home. Like, this bill is redonkulous. Obviously, being a vet, I'm doing my best and being like, because like obviously I can get a lot of drugs that she's been on, so I'm really, really hoping that I can like try and help my bill out a little bit, because I also need to get Fire up there and see if I can get her legs surgerized. That's not a thing. Anyway, that's a lot of talking, so I'm gonna get driving. It's now 4:30. I should have gone hours ago, but I hung around to watch Adelaide show jumping. This morning I watched the 3-star show jumping. I hung around for the 4-star show jumping, missed it because horse and country wasn't working. I was like, no, I'm gonna hang around, missed all of it. Missed the 4-star and the 5-star. Not me, horse and country. Pretty annoyed, to be fair. So now it's 4:30, I've got to drive an hour. I'm gonna get there at 5:30. I'm gonna get back in the dark and then do the horses in the dark and the slippery mud. It's not raining right now, which is quite nice. And now I feel like I'm really annoyed that I didn't go earlier, because I'm going to be doing the horses late, and I'm working a lot this week, so a lot of babbling. I will see you when I'm with Plum. Made it. 5:30. Let's go see Miss Plummy Wummy. Sure, who I'm going to find. I think the interns are here. I think I've met all the interns. I don't know how many there are. Hang on, I've got my car. Donning the old JEDS Equine top. Hasn't been worn in a little while. So that's where, hang on, let me turn it around. Like, coming in this gate, that's where you normally come in. And then little Plum is over there. Let's go find someone. Those of you that have never been here before or haven't seen my old vlogs, that's the barn where they do all the stuff. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go and see if I can say hi to someone first. Okay. See if we can figure out the light situation. So this is how you come in, right? And then you have to get, because it's in isolation, because of the bugs, we've basically got to change our footwear. Obviously this is where they keep all the stuff. And then disinfect the boots. So you disinfect them on the way out and on the way in. Put on an overall, put on gloves, and then put boot covers on. So I've got to change my shoes, get myself all donned up. Amy, the intern, is on. She'll come down and say hi. So let's see if we can get in and see Plummy. I don't know if they've heard me talking, but we'll see what they do when I go out. I've got to put this on before I go in. But there's little Tilly. Hi, Till. Till. No. Get dressed. It's a good look. Now, there's some more gloves somewhere. And an extra pair of gloves, so then you got like dirty pair of gloves, clean pair of gloves. Trousers falling out. Try and do all this embarrassing filming while there's like no one here. It's really silly because like obviously I upload these videos and I apparently find that not as embarrassing. But if someone sees me filming it, it's very embarrassing. So he's very angry. Can I just move you out the way, darling? Out the way. Look, I'll put some hay there. There you go. Poor Tilly. You just see how... Oh! Plum? Plummy. Busy. You're busy. Busy eating. Excuse me. Plum. Plum. No. I'm not sure if this is intentional. To put her ass at me. Hello, little giblet. How are you? Look, you're bandaged from ear to nose. Nice pseudo-cremed bum. How are you? How are you? Ooh, you want to go and see your mummy? Hello? How are you, baby girl? And now you've got an infection in your catheter site. Well, that's not ideal. You're looking very fluffy. Can we talk to the camera together? So here we have Miss Plum. Plummy, can we say hello together? It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since we've talked to anyone together. Oh, it's been a while since we've had a kiss, isn't it? I'm good, thanks. So Plum is going to come out in a second and have a nurse on Tilly. So intern Emmy, we'll have to ask intern Emmy if she minds being on YouTube because, you know, she might not want to be famous. We're gonna do some treatments on her in a sec. Tilly was stealing her food. Look how good she looks. Otherwise, I've told everyone, Plum, you're probably gonna have about 20,000 foals to pay me back for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't you? She says, no way. I'm gonna be a dud breeder. You better not be. You gotta be like your mum. She breeds beautiful foals. It's all going on, Tilly. People everywhere. So this is Emmy, everybody.
Hello.
Emmy is an intern at West Vets. Tell us a bit about yourself, Emmy. How long have you been at West Vets?
About 4 months now.
4 months?
Yeah. And I graduated from Adelaide Uni in November last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm going to be
You were a vet nurse before, hey?
Oh yeah, I nursed for about 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was the Smallies emergency nurse.
That's very cool. So Plum's got the best carer here. Hey, Plum, hey? Good old nurse.
Someone who loves her very much.
Yeah, okay, Tilly, I'm going to scoot past your bum. Do not kick me. Tilly, what are you up to? Tilly. No. Tilly, Fire's missed you. She has fires in the stable because it keeps raining. And Margot thinks she needs surgery on her leg. And I said, well, that's going to have to wait. This is another horse, yeah. I've got another thoroughbred that's... So is that her cat? What's that one?
This is Carafate.
That's a Carafate.
Together.
Mum says some of the floor can take that. That's what I think of that. Yuck. That's disgusting. Oh, Plummy. I said, oh, for goodness sakes. Why are these people so evil here? Good girl, Plummy. That's it. Well
What
done.
do you think of Carafate, Jodie?
I use Carafate quite a lot, especially in smallies.
Do you?
Yeah. Like if I put something on omeprazole,
Yeah.
I tend to use Carafate.
Yeah.
And I remember years ago, one of my eventers I thought was sort of ulcery, and I had him on, like, I probably went a little bit overboard, but I had him on like omeprazole, Carafate and ranitidine, and I was like up 24 hours, like doing it every 2 hours. But I do think that Carafate can make them quite quickly feel a bit more comfortable.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like as a comfort thing rather than necessarily treated it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, because I do wonder.
Like if it does anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Because there's like mixed research about it.
Without reading the research papers,
Anecdotal.
yes, I think makes a difference. Like some dogs or whatever that have been inappetent and feel rubbish.
Yeah.
What's that you're shoving in her mouth?
Oh, that's the Biosorb.
Oh, that's okay. We're going in.
You've got it all out. Now
Do you want me to grab some?
Yeah, that would be
I
great.
don't know if that's... Where is it? Is it that?
No, that's the poo. That's
Yeah, I know.
just that one.
Oh, the grey bit.
Thank you.
It looked like poo colour that you were putting in.
Great.
Oh, there's a bit of shavings in there. Plum, you gotta eat this.
It's expensive for your mummy.
She says I don't like it. Poor thing. I'm gonna have trouble worming this foal for the rest of its life, I know. She's actually always been very good with meds, because for a little while she hurt her leg at one point and she was on a bit of meloxicam and TMPS and she's just such a good girl.
I think she's really good for you.
Yeah. Good girl, Plummy. Oh, Plum, look how happy you are. Hey, Plum. How long is she allowed to drink for?
2 minutes. Oh, I'll stop there soon.
What do you think too?
It's so bruised.
I mean, yeah, at least I have always had, been all over Plum.
Yeah.
Which I guess helps a little bit. Are you a good girl? Yeah.
I bet you're keen to get her home.
Okay, I think this is going to be goodbye for me and Plum for the night. And we'll see you next time, maybe. Maybe it'll be when Plum's home. Don't run off. We're saying goodbye. You've got to say thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for following and donating. And you're being rubbish. Come here. It's not being great. Plum, say thank you, everybody. See you next time. Oh, you're the cutest. Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna get those white blood cells down, aren't we? Yes. Good girl. Love you. Love you, Plummy.